What if a tiny typo in your medical records, just a little mistake, could actually have life-threatening consequences? Well, today we're going to dig into some groundbreaking research that shows how AI could be the safety net we all need. Let's get into it.
So take a look at this phrase, the lungs nuclear. What on earth does that even mean? It sounds like something from a weird abstract poem, right? But what if this phrase turned up in your actual medical report?
Yep, it's a real error, and a pretty scary one actually. It came from speech recognition software. The doctor meant to say the lungs are clear, but instead the report created total confusion. This is exactly the kind of mistake that can have some really devastating consequences.
And listen, this isn't some super rare thing. Research actually shows that about 2% of radiology reports contain what they call clinically significant errors. Now 2%, that might not sound like a lot, but when you think about the millions and millions of these reports being generated every year, that 2% suddenly becomes a huge number of potentially life-altering mistakes. So let's really get a handle on the problem itself. What is it that turns a simple typo into a genuine medical risk?
Well, it all comes down to this idea of a clinically significant error. And this isn't just a misspelled word we're talking about. It's an error that fundamentally changes the meaning of a report. It's the kind of thing that could lead a doctor down completely the wrong path and, well, potentially cause serious harm to a patient.
And just look at some of these examples. They can be all over the place. We're talking everything from mixing up words that sound the same to complete contradictions, like saying an issue is on the left and right side of the body in the same report. Can you imagine being the doctor trying to decipher that? It's a real mess.
Okay, so if people in our current software are making these kinds of mistakes, what's the solution? Well, researchers are now turning to artificial intelligence for help.
The core question this study asked is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Could an advanced AI act as a kind of intelligent proofreader for radiologists, catching these critical errors before a report is ever finalized and sent off?
So to find out, they tested 5 of the top large language models, or LLMs, the same kind of AI that powers all those chatbots. You probably recognize some of these names. The goal was to see which one of them could consistently find the errors that humans and, frankly, the current software were missing.
All right, let's move on to the experiment itself and see how they set this all up. How do you fairly test 5 different AIs on their medical proofreading skills anyway?
What the researchers did was they took this massive dataset. We're talking over 3,000 real but fully de-identified radiology reports. And here's the kicker. These reports were already full of errors that human experts had found. So they basically let the AIs loose on all this data to see what they could catch.
Now, to measure how well they did, they used something called an F1 score. All you really need to know is that it's a measure of overall accuracy. A perfect AI finds every single real error without flagging anything that's actually fine. So it's simple. A higher F1 score means a better, more reliable AI proofreader. So after running all 3,000 of those reports through each of the 5 AI models, the results were in. And you know what? It wasn't even close.
The results are pretty striking. As you can see right here, GPT-4 just blew the competition out of the water. It scored an F1 of nearly 87%. The other models, they didn't even come close.
And this slide right here shows you what that difference looks like in the real world. In panel A, you can see GPT-4 caught every single error. But then look at the others. They missed some really crucial mistakes, like the contradiction between occipital and frontal. That's a huge deal, and it's exactly the kind of thing you want an AI safety net to prevent.
So, what was GPT-4's secret sauce? Well, it was a master at finding the most complex errors. It caught 100% of internal contradictions, like mixing up the left and right side of the body. And it found over 91% of those bizarre phrases like the lungs nuclear. This shows it's not just reading sentence by sentence, it's understanding the entire report.
So this is all fascinating from a tech perspective, for sure. But what does it mean for the future of medicine? Let's look at the real-world impact.
The study also pinpointed where these errors are most likely to happen. So, if we had this AI safety net, where could it make the biggest difference?
The data pointed to 3 high-risk scenarios: long, complex reports, reports from residents who are still in training, and reports created overnight when doctors are most likely to be fatigued. This is exactly where an AI co-pilot could be a total game-changer for patient safety.
And let's be super clear about one thing. The goal here is not to replace doctors. This is about creating a powerful decision support tool, a safety net that works alongside human experts to help them do their jobs more safely and accurately.
The final call always rests with the radiologist.
Look, this study is a powerful proof of concept for AI as a safety net in high-stakes fields, and it really leaves us with a big question. If AI can help doctors save lives, where else should we be using it to catch the mistakes that humans are just bound to make?